What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Tim here with Morphed Out Reptiles, bringing you another video today. Today we are going to be kind of gene focusing again. This video is gonna go through some of our favorite pied animals that we have here at Morphed Out Reptiles. For those of you that don't know, pied was one of my first genes that we really focused on in the beginning, early years of putting morphed out reptiles together. It was our first big break in the ball python breeding. A little bit of quick history towards the pied project. I ended up getting our first male was a Orange Dream. Got it from an old school breeder. He's retired now, from Paul Miles out of the Boa Barn. He was a local Maryland guy. Pillar to me and most of the breeding and stuff like that, getting me into it. We went to shows, conversated with Paul all the time. We actually were able to go up to his place often whenever, we got the chance. Go up there, get some knowledge from him, check out all his awesome animals when he was a breeder. But yeah, anyways, so our first male was an Orange Dream. We got a call probably about a year later, that Paul had reached out to me. He was like, hey man, I think that male is het pied. So at the time we didn't have any pieds. I think I had a couple het pied females for a project that we were thinking about doing. So after getting that call, we ended up just trying it out. Let's see if the male is het pied. So we bred our original Orange Dream, who ended up proving out to be a het. We bred him to a het pied, hatched our first Orange Dream pieds out, which was a huge thing. Back then, I don't even remember the year. I think it might have been like maybe 2010, 2011, something like that. But the Orange Dream pied market was still very high. You could find a visual Orange Dream pied probably was in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, just for the base. So when we did that, we held back a bunch of the Orange Dream pieds that we had made. Ended up selling a few at our first show. So this dates back many years ago, because we had just did our first show at that time, and that's where we ended up selling our first Orange Dream pieds. So but yeah, pied has always stuck around with me. I really enjoy making pieds. Now we're kind of more focused on making pieds with a lot of pattern, trying to get some more of those different gene complexes into the actual pied itself. And me personally, I really like anywhere from, I would say, maybe a 20% white or less in the pieds. I really enjoy a lot of the patterns that we can bring to that project. And then you'll have the whites that come in, and it makes it that much better. There's a lot of genes out there that really have a tendency of causing high white pieds, or there's only pattern on the head, or you'll get a saddle somewhere down the middle, but it'll be really small. So we try to stay away from that, just because I'm not a huge fan of high white pieds. I don't really like white snakes like the supers. I'm not a fan of bells or anything like that. So with the pied, we found that when we mix Enchi into there, it brings back so much pattern, and even super Enchi. So, but yeah, that's just a little bit of a backstory on pied and that how we got into it. But yeah, this video, we're going to go ahead and show off a few animals, some of my favorite pieds that we've made over the years and that we have here. So thanks for tuning in. If you're new, again, we appreciate you stopping in and checking out the video. I really appreciate the support that we've been getting for the content. We're going to keep pushing it out there, try to do some different videos, bring in different genes, showcase some of our favorite stuff that we've been holding back or breeding and stuff like that. If you are new, go ahead and do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with all of the content as we put it out there. And to our people that are already following and already supporting us, again, I appreciate the support. It goes a long way, especially with just seeing how people you know, bouncing ideas off from what videos that we do or animals that we show. We get a lot of comments and a lot of messages and stuff like that. So we appreciate you, and let's get into it. Alrighty, once again, thanks for tuning back in with us, guys. And the topic today is pied. So we're going to show off some cool pieds. We're going to start off with, of course, as you guys have already known, I am a huge chocolate fan. So I feel it's only best. I don't have, unfortunately, we're at the point with our collection to where I wish I had a regular pied to be able to show you guys, but we don't even, I don't even own a regular pied anymore. So that's always a plus with us. We're always trying to upgrade and everything. So we'll start off with this female here. This is a girl that we hatched out. She's pretty close to breeding size. She's probably around 1,000 grams or so. But this right here is a Orange Dream chocolate pied. Was really happy with how the chocolate kind of added some darker and more bold black lines around the back. We've seen a few different variations of the chocolate pieds that we've hatched. We have a few more that have chocolate in them that I want to show you just to see a different reaction with different genes. So yeah, this girl, she is one of our first chocolate pied females that we hatched out. She's very neat looking. We've noticed that some of the chocolate stuff, they end up getting these just weird, I guess, black spots. And I've noticed over time of hatching out a few chocolate pieds that we have, around the saddles, we noticed that, so all of this black outline around the saddles, this girl did not have that when she was hatched. So that and these black spots, they were not there when she was first hatching. She was definitely just a solid white. The pattern kind of looked like that. And you can see all the black spots and checkering starting to come in. Really neat interaction. Again, as you guys, most of you probably already know, chocolate is one of my favorite genes. So of course, with working with certain recessives that we do work with here, my main goal is to get chocolate into their, no matter how I can do it. We are definitely going to be working on some supers. I have not hit a super chocolate pied yet, but it is in the works. We actually have a female that just ovulated that will be shooting for a triple super version. That's the chocolate disco pied stuff. And we're going to actually show you the pair of visuals that we have now. But hopefully we'll be able to see some supers later on down the line. But yeah. So again, this is going to be just a female Orange Dream chocolate pied. And then let's grab another girl. Now this girl is a little bit different. We'll try to keep them in so you can see a little bit of the difference in there. So this girl next to her, this is going to be a Orange Dream chocolate disco pied. A lot of people don't see a lot of disco pieds out. We're fortunate to have a few in our collection. We do plan on working more to try to get more of those and possibly some supers. Like we just mentioned a few minutes ago with the chocolate and the Orange Dream. I love the fact that we're able to possibly make some triple supers throughout the project that we have here. But yeah, you can kind of see. So with this girl, you could tell the pattern is definitely different. Obviously the Orange Dream chocolate pied here, she has a lot more white than this girl. But you can also see that not only does she still have the black around the back, that's the kind of the bolder black stripes that I was talking about, but the color and the pattern is almost like it's night and day. There's a lot more color coming in. These black lines, they tend to go away a lot more with what we've seen with the disco. We're still seeing that outline coming through. This girl, fortunately for me, this is probably the perfect amount of white on a pied for me. We don't see too much of the speckling like we see here in the Orange Dream Chocolate Pied, but she still has those black outlines coming in. This girl's about the same size. She's about 1,000 grams or so, maybe a little bit more, but just a fantastic 3-gene pied visual female. So this is the girl that we have up now, and we're gonna put the Orange Dream Chocolate Pied away. And luckily for me, I was actually able to, when we hatched out this female right here, we were able to hit a male and a female of the Orange Dream Disco Chocolate. So again, there's not too much that we can go off of, so these are theoretical IDs. We won't know until we get more into breeding. But as you can see, there is a little bit of difference here. So breeding is obviously going to tell us the most. We have thought about shed testing because there's so much that isn't been shown to the public with multi-genes with chocolate and pied in them. So these were both hatched out. The one on the right, this is the male that we hatched out, and this is the female. So these are siblings. I still, from what we've hatched out with the chocolate pies and the Orange Dream, I still think that this is a disco. But as you can tell on the male, you can see a more dominant head stamp. This one has it, but it's not as much. And obviously, you can see the color differential. Even this one compared to the Orange Dream Chocolate Pie that we have, the difference between these two right here is, again, it's night and day. We have so much lighter color coming in from the male than we do the female. And again, if you've ever worked with disco or fire, there's a lot of variations. So I don't count it out that these both don't have disco. The male, I'm 100% that this is a disco Orange Dream Chocolate Pied. The female, we're going to breed her and see what happens. Maybe we'll test her and make sure that she has chocolate. But from what we've learned and seen from previous hatchlings, I'm pretty confident. I'd be surprised if she wasn't. But this boy, you see the lighter saddles coming in. Now, it's kind of funny because as you can see with the other two girls that we showed, you see the black outlines. This one, you're kind of seeing the reverse. It's a lighter outline. It's definitely a very neat pattern and color interaction between them. Now the male, he's already been breeding. They're going to start moving around. So we'll take the female back, try to keep the male in the camera. We'll put the female back. See if he wants to cooperate and not go all over the place. We'll have our first ovulation from him to his first female, which again is going to be the Orange Dream Chocolate Disco. So we're really hoping this year, we're hoping to hopefully hit a triple super. They will be 100% het pied because the first female that he bred to did not have pied or het. But it's part of the project and it's part of the journey that we are striving to get to. So in order to make, the chance at triples and hets and everything like that, we got to start somewhere. So once the female that we just showed with him, his sister, once she's breedable size, we'll see what we have in the project so far. And we'll try to shoot for the visuals with the double or triple supers. But again, this is probably one of my favorite males that's breeding this year for us. Again, the Orange Dream Chocolate Disco Pied. Something you don't see every day. I haven't seen another chocolate disco pied. And moving forward, again, you guys will probably get tired of hearing me. I am going really, really heavy with the disco stuff. And this is just another addition into the pied project that we have. But really, really neat interaction. I love the coloring on this male. I love his pattern. Again, you'll see most of our girls and our boys, we don't have too much white. A little bit there, fully white belly. But I try to keep as much pattern in as possible. And the funny part about it is this male right here, if we can get him to calm down, he wants to move around a lot. This male is another reason that shows you don't always have to have Enchi in there. This male does not have Enchi, and he's very low white. But again, without the Enchi, it's definitely a hit or miss. We can, get some with this amount of white. We can get some with more white. It's all a gamble. And that's the fun part about Pied, I think. We don't aim to hold back every animal, but it gives us a good option when we're hatching stuff out that, hey, we might get a clutch that's just high white and it might not be our style. But when we get ones like this to where it's like this guy, I would consider like maybe 5% white. For me, this is what I'm looking for in my breeders and in our Pied project. Very neat. As you can see, again, those dark stripes down the back, the bold black lines. Definitely a different color scenario, lighter, and as we said, with that outline, you're starting to see a couple black specks, but most of it is light. I'm guessing that's going to be the disco coming in to fight away the pattern. So it'll be interesting to see what his sister turns out ending up to be, if she's holding disco or if she's just a variant of the chocolate orange dream Pied, which is definitely possible. We're not 100% pros at IDing some things. It can just be a variant, and we've learned over the years that even with fire and disco being the same pretty much, there can be so many variants. And yeah, so that's just, we'll sit there, we'll breed it out, or we'll end up testing later on down the line. But so that's just showing these guys off. Again, this boy, let's see if we can get him to cooperate. There we go. So again, an Orange Dream Chocolate Disco Pied. Again, solid breeder he's been for me this year. He's been nothing but the best. He's got a couple females. I think he's going to, I want to say 5 females this year. So we'll show up a couple more. Now, I've always been a fan of Enchi. I always have to have Enchi in the Pied stuff. Unfortunately, this girl right here is in shed, but I just want to do a little quick comparison. So this girl is a Orange Dream Enchi Pied. So there is no chocolate in her, nothing else, just an Orange Dream Enchi Pied. She was possible het for hypo. We have tested through Charlie over at shedtesting.com. She ended up being negative for hypo. This girl is posted on our morph market. She is available for now. She's going to be around 1,300 or 1,400 grams. So if you're looking for a nice big Pied female that's ready to breed, check us out on Morph Market under Morphed.Reptiles. This girl's up there until she's not. We don't really have any plans this year to breed her, as the girl I have next, she's already breeding and gravid. So you could probably get a snag on this girl. If she stays on Morph Market and doesn't go anywhere, I'm sure we can find something to pair to her next year, and I would be perfectly happy with that. More Pieds. But other than being in shed, you can tell that the pattern is definitely different. There's not many bold stripes. It's more scatter pattern, kind of what the Enchi does, especially with the Orange Dream. And then your Orange Dream, you see all the orange colors. It's just pretty much taking over. This girl, I'm not disappointed with the amount of white that she has. I'm okay with this. This I would consider maybe around like 25%. She's got a nice amount of pattern. So this is just what I look for in our Pied projects. Again, I apologize that this girl's in shed, but we wanted to do a Pied video since Pied is a big gene that we work with. So with this girl out on the table, we're going to show off another female. And the reason why this girl was actually made available after shed testing. So next up, and this girl is a lot bigger. So this girl that we're putting on the table now, see if we can turn a little bit. So this girl is essentially the same thing as this, but this is super Orange Dream. So here we have Orange Dream Enchi Pied, and then Super Orange Dream Enchi Pied. And while I have her on the table, we're going to go ahead and put this girl back. Don't want to mess with her too much. Let her get her humidity in her tub as she's getting ready to shed. So, yeah. Now this girl... Oh, don't start moving, girl. Don't start going crazy. This girl is one of my favorites. She's a proven breeder for me. Multiple, I think she's done 3 clutches for us so far. I love what the Super Orange Dream brings to the pattern. It literally takes everything out. You can probably hear her hissing. She is not a happy camper. This is one of the girls that I believe she is gravid or working on being gravid. She's been breeding with that chocolate disco. And she's not happy. She's been off food for a while. She just does not like being messed with when she's breeding. I've noticed that over the last couple years. But I just wanted to show her off real quick, see how much pattern goes away. And as an adult, she just pretty much loses the black and dark patterning from the Enchi. And the Super Orange Dream definitely helps just bring all that orange in. This girl has been awesome. She kept a lot of the head pattern. But other than that, you can see that she just is a nice version of a Super Orange Dream Enchi Pied female. A little bit more white on her. I would consider this one, to me, would still be around that 40 to 50% pattern. Again, I'm not opposed to a female with this much white, but this is probably going to be my max. I like how you can still see a lot of the pattern. And when we start adding other genes into this, that's going to reflect, hopefully we can keep the same amount of pattern or more pattern. And then you'll be able to start seeing that and see how different combinations mix with the white. We definitely want to try to focus a good bit more on the super chocolate stuff, because I would really like to see a really, really dark pattern and then on top of the white. I think that would be really cool. There's a lot of people out there that are fans of like the panda pieds and stuff like that, the straight all black and white snakes. Me, I'm okay with that. Hopefully we can do something cool, but I also want to incorporate more of the pattern, just, versus just the colors. I like to bring that pattern back. So, I mean, again, this is an awesome girl. Very happy to have her. She has been breeding... Who has she been breeding to? So this girl has also been breeding the Orange Dream Chocolate Disco Pied. So we do have a chance to produce more visuals. So best case out of her would be Super Orange Dream Chocolate Disco Enchi Pieds. Everything will be Orange Dream, but with Orange Dream being on the other side of that boy, hopefully we can hit some Super Orange Dream versions. So it'd be nice to be able to go back and do a comparison. We'll do another video later on once we get some eggs from her. Depending on what we hatch out, see if we can't get a nice comparison for some Super Orange Dream Enchi combos to compare her to with the disco and chocolate. I'd really be interested to see how that stuff turns out. So again, this is a Super Orange Dream Enchi Pied female, big breeder girl. So yeah, that is, I believe this is the last girl that we're going to show on just the pied video. Again, we've definitely been trying to pretty much pick and choose which ones we're keeping and what we're going forward with. Evolving is definitely a big thing that we're trying to focus on. I don't want to keep too many different pieds. I'd rather have a multi-gene packed females like this girl here. It'll take our breeding further, and you get more into one girl versus having a ton of breeders. We're not trying to have a bunch of different breeders and bunch of different projects, and each year trying to make 50 clutches. I'd like to stay relatively small. It gives me a better chance, or an easier chance, to focus more on certain projects. But yeah, so that's gonna be the last of our little pied video that we're doing. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for checking it out. Stay tuned for our next addition to the gene-based videos. Thanks for tuning in, guys.